achieved.
What is up, everybody, and welcome to Studio de Jeffrey de Quarantine, where today we got a couple of real-life cowboy topics that we got to get to, including a Randy Gregory update and an Earl Thomas update. I've never heard Jerry Jones so confused as I did this morning on 105.3 The Fan. You can use your radio.com rewind, and you can listen to him at 10:30 a.m. on The Fan. When he was asked about Earl Thomas by Mike Bassick about the report that's out that the Cowboys are going to meet with Earl Thomas in the next 48 hours, it was dead silent for multiple seconds. And I'll reenact his answer basically. He goes, "Hey, there's a report out there, Jerry, that you guys are interested in Earl Thomas. You guys are going to meet in the next 48 hours. Can you confirm that?" Well, I hadn't seen that report. No, I can't confirm. I can't confirm that report at all, and I hadn't seen that report. Mike McCarthy has done a great job so far with this Cowboys team of keeping things very quiet and keeping their secrets. And Jerry Jones, I believe, has a meeting, or somebody with the Cowboys has a meeting with Earl Thomas or his people in the next 48 hours, and they didn't think anybody was going to find out. So, like, Jane Slater's been working her sources, and she's like, I can't find anybody to confirm this. But the report comes from my friend Kevin, last name Turner. He's a newsman now, I guess. Newsman. But he doesn't make things up. You know, when you get into the sports world, along the way, you tend to meet people and people who know things. And this person that reported that the Cowboys are meeting with Earl Thomas, he has given me multiple things over the years that sometimes you weren't allowed to run with. You could just know it because, you know, sources. You can't burn things because then they get in trouble and blah, 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 blah. But he's not doing it for clout, and he's never made anything up. So the report from Kevin Turner is that the Cowboys and Earl Thomas have a meeting scheduled in the next 48 hours, which makes me 100% believe that that is a thing. Doesn't mean that they're going to sign him, but just know Jerry was off guard this morning. He didn't know. He was like, what? How would you guys know? That's not, he didn't say, how would you guys know? But right now, if the Cowboys were to start the season, Darian Thompson's a starter, right? Clinton Dix has been released. I told you guys when they first signed him, he was the Jeff Heath of Green Bay. Pro Football Focus is great for a lot of things. Don't use him for grades, okay? Unless you have no idea about anything about a team and you just want to see generally are people's grades, if like really high, they're probably good, and really low, a lot of times they're probably bad. But Clinton Dix graded out really well, but just talk to people who are Green Bay fans and they'll tell you, no, he was our Jeff Heath. Clinton Dix didn't make the team. Right now, Darian Thompson would be a starter. There's a Donovan Wilson hive out there, and I'd like to be a part of that hive if you guys are taking applications. But Dave Hellman, who's been at every practice, said, look, I like him too, but after watching all of camp, if they were about to go play a game, it's Darian Thompson. And I believe he was alluding to, and he deserves it, of the guys in camp. So the Cowboys have an opportunity for adding a veteran safety for sure. Who just got released? Is it Demarius Randall? I think it was Demarius Randall, just got released. Like, there's a couple of names floating out there where the Cowboys, if they wanted to, they could add a veteran safety. But, hell, we are a week away from playing. So somebody like Earl, who's seen and done it all, probably makes the most sense for this team. I would not be surprised at all. I'll call it 51-49 that I think Earl Thomas will be a Cowboy, whether it's this week or after week one. But I totally buy the report, because I know who made the report, and he don't make things up. So Earl Thomas and the Cowboys might have a meeting. Sparking up over here. Other thing Jerry talked about was Randy Gregory. So I don't know if you guys saw, Josh Gordon got reinstated, right? He's going to be a Seattle Seahawk again, so that's that. Josh Gordon's back in the league. Everybody's getting reinstated. Alden Smith's back in the league. It's like the only guy who's not is Randy Gregory. So Jerry Jones was actually talking about that today when they asked him on the KNC Masterpiece about it. And he said, I know every detail about Randy Gregory in the league. I work on it every other day. And he said kind of Randy's pursuit of reinstatement is evolving, and I am positive about it. So that's Jerry Jones saying he's positive about the idea that Randy Gregory will get reinstated. And so somebody's going to make this 53-man roster, and this is very sad. Somebody's going to make the 53-man roster, and then Randy's going to get reinstated, and then they're going to get cut. Somebody like Dorrance Armstrong or Joe Jackson. It's a sad story, but that's the way it goes sometimes. It's going to happen. Randy's going to get reinstated because the NFL's not doing this we're mean to people for smoking pot thing anymore. It's stupid, it's outdated, and they're over it. So whatever the holdup is, they're going to get over that hurdle. They're going to. Because otherwise they're going to go to court. And who wants to go to court over a dude who would like to be reinstated that smoked pot? Nobody. So I think you're going to get Randy Gregory back for this season. I really do. I think by week 1, so in the next 5 or 6 days, I think Randy Gregory's getting reinstated. And I think Earl Thomas is going to be a Cowboy. Leave in the comments how you feel about those two things. What sort of difference does Earl make? Is he going to destroy the entire organization? Or is he going to upgrade your safety position and help turn your defense to above average? Because Earl could do that. So that's the two big topics of the day. Let me jump into the mailbag here. Terry Lee, what's going on with Amari Cooper? Great video. 19% are here. Trying to get that to 20. I want to have 20% of you subscribed and with the notifications turned on. Click on the bell. When I'm sitting like this, I'm not high enough in the camera, am I? Should I scoot closer? I don't care. I'm reclining. I have my leg crossed too. You can't see it. What's going on with Cooper is I don't believe the Cowboys when they're like, oh, no, he's perfectly fine. This is just a bubble wrap situation. We've done this before. Before the season starts, Amari Cooper's banged up in some way, shape, or form. And I don't want to be pessimistic because what's the fun in that before the season even starts? But a part of me is absolutely pessimistic about Amari Cooper, where something's dinged, and when something's dinged, he tends to try to play through it and pretend nothing's wrong with him. Then you don't get good results, and then later, after the season's over, he'll admit on the KNC Masterpiece that it was the most he'd had to fight through in a season. So, yeah, I worry about Amari Cooper. You're built. The Cowboys are built for this, though. You can figure this out. If you had to play for a while with Michael Gallup, CeeDee Lamb, and Cedric Wilson, darn. You're still better than most receiving cores in the league. I'm worried about Amari Cooper. I hope that he's fine. I hope that it's bubble wrap. But I think it's just the very beginning of the season, and you've already got something. That's what I think. Nicholas says about the Mavericks. It's a little bit over. Yeah, they're going to win championships. Luka will. Wrath89. Jeff, considering that Jarwin can't block very well, would you rather have Pollard or Jarwin on the field when you're passing the ball? Jarwin. And I know that's not popular because Pollard is the sexy weapon right now, and I love Tony Pollard. The Cowboys need to play Tony Pollard more than they played him last year. He needs to get more touches for sure. And he can play some snaps. That means Jarwin's coming off the field. But when you target a tight end, you get better results than when you target a running back. It's just the way it is. It's true for every running back, even the best elite receiving running backs in the league. Your average tight end, when you target him, the results are better. So you would rather have Blake Jarwin on the field than Pollard. You want to have your 3 wide receivers and that 1 tight end on the field as much as possible. Now, you're right about him blocking. He can't block a lick. So don't ask him to. Don't play him attached to the line of scrimmage all that often. Use him as a 4th wide receiver. Treat him like Kelsey. Treat him like Kittle can play the line of scrimmage. But yeah, I would rather have Jarwin on the field than Pollard. Although I acknowledge Pollard is the more, quote, exciting player. You see him on the field and you're like, hell yeah, get that guy the ball. But tight ends are important in this league. You get more yards per target, more yards per catch. You get a good completion percentage when you throw to tight ends. Let Jarwin get his shine on and chill out, okay? Cooper there. The Lunatic. Hey, Jeff. Guess your gaming services saw your Call of Duty abilities and thought you really needed a double dose of updated service. Oh, the last video. What do you expect from Mike Nolan in terms of blitzing? Heavy dose or similar to last year's number? Here always till the end, even if abruptly. DC4L. Yeah, sorry about that. I meant to hit something to make whatever I had on the screen transition to fade away, and I hit stop recording instead. Because I'm an idiot. What was the question? Oh, yeah, they're going to blitz more this year. They're absolutely going to blitz more this year. Jalen will be a blitzer. Sometimes they'll go with a 3-man line, but they'll be bringing 5 guys, Alden Smith or Tank Lawrence standing up. They will absolutely blitz more this year than they did a year ago. Everything about this team will be more aggressive than it was a year ago, and it's going to be glorious to watch. Mance. It's like Mance Raider from Game of Thrones, but it's Mance Fine. Jeff, you become one of my favorite people to listen to, period. You and Dave Hellman should start a weekly podcast that's 70% Cowboys and 30% you guys being you. I love Dave. Tiny Jim. Dave Hellman's one of my favorite people. Sure. Give us a bunch of money. We'll do that. Wrath89. You're going for a double dip here. If you didn't have the Cowboys roster, would you trade 2 second-round picks for Kamara? No. There. You thought I was a Zeke hater? No. Maybe the best receiving back in football I wouldn't give up 2 second-round picks for, because then I'd have to pay him. You know what's better than doing that? Just using one of those second-round picks to pick a running back, having an extra second-round pick laying around, and having an extra $12 million in cap space laying around. There's a salary cap. They play running back. No. I don't care who your running back is. One way I'd do it. If I were a rebuilding tank team and I have a quarterback who's just starting a rookie deal, like the Joe Mixon deal with the Bengals. It's okay. I love Joe Mixon, the player. He's awesome. Incredible. Super good. You get $12 million a year, and that lines up with my quarterback's rookie deal where he's not making anything. That's fine. Because if my quarterback's making peanuts, I got money to burn somewhere. If you wanted to pay an elite receiving running back in that scenario, okay. All right. Still don't love it. Could still be better spent somewhere else. But if you told me it was a tank team that's got like 14 picks in a draft and all their running backs are terrible and they got a quarterback on a rookie deal, then I would give up 2 twos for Alvin Kamara. Maybe. Probably not. Probably still too much. Jay Burnett, what are your thoughts on signing Fournette, Jeff? I'm thinking 6 years, $90 million guaranteed. Smiley face. Ronald Jones is better than Leonard Fournette. Leonard Fournette will not be a feature guy in Tampa Bay. Leonard Fournette was an incredible 19-year-old, and his reputation today is still based on that. He was a great 19-year-old. He's already washed. What is the funniest joke you've heard from Brian Broaddus that you can share with us? He used to be the Uber driver for, was that Favre and somebody? They just go around and get drunk, and he had to drive him around. Or when he got yelled at by Naked Tuna, Bill Parcells butt naked yelling at him. We expect to see Dak running more option plays this year. Seems to be very successful, but in the past they got away from it. That's from Mike Barbie. I hope so. More zone read, more RPO action. Yeah, I think you should see that from Dak this year. What you should see is a smarter football team because your terrible coaching staff is all gone. Jose Pablo Ibarra Perez. Hey, Jeff, do you fantasy? Do you do fantasy? If so, do you recommend having Pollard as a flex player or RB4? I will not be taking Tony Pollard. If Zeke got hurt, you'd have a hell of a fantasy player. I don't want the second guy in a rotation on my team. I guess if you have Zeke, you use a late pick on Pollard, but no. Just make sure you pick your running backs first. 2 running backs, first 2 picks. I'm going to do that in every draft, no matter what pick number I have, because there's only 15 dependable running backs in the league that are kind of the workhorse types. And if you don't have 2 of them, you're at a disadvantage. I'll find receivers later. You guys can pick your receivers in the first round. I'll pick mine in the 4th and 5th. I'll be fine. Rich, do you think the Rangers move on from John Daniels? I wish. I'd rather they move on from Ray Davis. I'm out of time today. I got to get ready for the show. Who's still here at 1406? Leave in the comments what you want to talk about tomorrow. Happy Earl Day. Happy Randy Gregory Day. I think both those things are coming. It's a party. I love you. Bye.